Right, so if you're already watching this video, which I am hoping each one is in record, which if you clicked on this video, you already know you want to know. So I have two questions. One, where and how the hell did we get, turntables and CDs and stuff like that? And two, how does a record even work? I'm going to answer both these questions in this video. But if you want my answer, when I was first starting to research, it was welcome back to the channel. It was quite simple. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. I am the Pelican Man, and you are watching how do even records even work. Or something along those lines. I can't figure out a name for this just yet. Anyway, I bet you're on your edge of the seat, or just I wonder how to. Yeah. So if you want my answer, it's simple. It's wizardry, magic, and benevolent spirits of some kind. Obviously, the right answer, because what other answer is there? Anyway, all working together to make this contraption a record player, make music, and so forth. Well, to my surprise, that's not how it got started. I'm going to dive into the invention of record players and the record. So the record player, also known as the turntable, started all the way back in 1857. I don't know if this one's working just yet, but that's fine. I still got you. Anyway, so it started all the way back in 1857 by a man known as I'm gonna screw this up really badly. Edward Léon de Scott de Martinville, French inventor who made a phonograph. That's a machine that printed sound on paper via sound waves being funneled into a cone and etching it onto paper. It was far from playback, but it was the start of something very, very beautiful. Yet the phonograph still had 30 years until it would be patented, and it was almost simultaneously by two people. Now the phonograph and the gramophone, are two different inventions that do the same thing. But it was patented by two different people. At the same time, no help either way. Because this was back before phones were pretty much even invented. But, talking about phones, one of the dudes we're about to talk about did invent the phone. So, you can thank him for your watching this or scrolling through TikTok. One's name was Charles Cross, and the other Thomas Edison. Being patented completely separately between 8 and 10 months. Part of my sources are conflicting. Part of the information in general about this entire topic is conflicting. That's like you'll see a lot in this video. Though the first built phonograph was made by Thomas Edison, who was also the voice to be recorded, first to be recorded in history, on his very own phonograph using the same etching technique on tinfoil tubes instead of paper. I will then using using a 2-needle diaphragm. I will link the video or just play it on here when it comes to this bit. I'll play it for you guys. You can just listen to it. I might cut that bit out. One for playback and the other for recording. That's how the 2-needle diaphragm system works. It wasn't until Alexander Graham Bell came along and improved upon Mr. Edison's invention by replacing the tinfoil tubes with wax ones and using a float stylus instead of a previous needle. The stylus would incise the wax cylinder and instead of indent it. Wow, I can't even word today, guys. But yeah, all sources for this video will be in the link below. I promise. See if I can get it to open, but I should be. So, yeah. Hope, guys. We have hope. Anyway, he would further improve the phonograph, the gramophone by adding clockwork playbacks like he pioneered with his team and with his team and electric motors. In 1887, the arrival of the gramophone came along by the works of Emil Berliner, American-German inventor. His patent machine was closer to Charles Cross's patent, using discs instead of wax tubes. Now, I haven't talked about Charles Cross yet, but the only reason I haven't is because, well, he didn't actually build it. He just put a patent on it. It would be the design that would pave the way to today's record players and turntables. I believe I might have stole that line. But, yeah, you guys get the point. Emil Berliner brought Charles Cross's idea to reality by improving upon it. Very early versions of the gramophone played zinc-based discs coated in beeswax. These gramophones had the big funky acoustic horns you'd see, like the big ones that go ooh, like what Burns has from The Simpsons. I'll bring a photo up here now. And similarly to Alexander's gramophone, it used a stylus to pick up sound. Somewhere between August and September of 1889, rubber 5-inch discs were made available, and in 1894 the 7-inch rubber disc was made available. Berliner made this possible by teaming up with the German toy manufacturer. I couldn't find the name of this German toy manufacturer. I did try for a while, but I couldn't find it. But by the 1930s, Berliner's company perfected the shellac disc. Wait, I haven't even got to that. But anyway, so by 1902, I believe it was by 1902 that the shellac disc came to thing. But perfected the shellac disc. It was made by this time the company started facing competition. Now we're gonna wind back in time again to catch you guys up. Now there is something you need to know about Berliner. That is, he was the first to mass produce recordings and first to master such recordings. Like mastering today, he was the first to do that. So any DJs you may like, or any songs you may like, thank this guy. You can thank Berliner for all your music today. Otherwise, you'd still have to go out and pay lots of money to listen to your favorite music once every couple of years. Yeah, or learn it yourself. Anyway, previously, artists had to manually record each tube, which cost time and money, with little to gain, until 1902 when Edison invented the gold molding process. But in the same year, the 10-inch records started getting built by the Victor Talking Machine Company. The lads Berliner was paying to build his gramophones. So essentially, kind of just said, "Yo, you can do this if you want, but give me something for it." And in 1908, the Clear had made the first double-sided records made out of shellac. I was wrong. It wasn't 1902, it was 1908 that shellac first came decided. I apologize, guys. But he had sold rights to make records for the record player to the Columbia record music. I believe stopping today. Columbia had the first double-sided records made out of shellac, much heavier, and the sound quality was better as well, but nowhere near what vinyl would later become. Until 1925, there was no standard recording speed. It ranged from 78 RPMs to 130 RPMs per minute, if you guys don't know this. So 78 became the standard in around 1925 with ease use and helped combat the level of the radio alongside the adoption of the electrical engine in the graphophones. So previously you'd have to wind it up yourself. Now you've got an electrical engine that we still use them today. This invention hasn't been, built up for a lot. It's my surprise, the 33 was the big funky acoustic horns you'd see. Like the big ones that go ooh, like what